It's so hot. It's too hot to do a fancy intro. This is really dating this video. It lets you know how far in advance I record sometimes. Because I doubt it's hot when it comes out. But I tell you what, right now, it's a hot evening. Hello and welcome to part 19 of the Milan mission. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, probably the two biggest games of our season so far. So far, he says. It'll be the biggest games of the season if they don't go well. We're away against Arsenal in the Champions League, and then at home against Inter in Serie A. We're then away against Juventus in Serie A as well, but we won't worry about that because we'll probably lose to Inter and it'll be irrelevant. Since you were last with me, we've played quite a chunk of games, and it really has been about as mixed form can get. Massively up and down. We don't seem to be able to build any kind of consistency. I think part of the problem is now we've got this big, expensively assembled squad. I'm trying to rotate the players a little bit more so we don't get to that point of the season where everyone starts to get a little bit too tired and is struggling for fitness and we start picking up injuries. And I'm not so sure that the squad is as strong as I thought it was. We've got probably 6 or 7 really outstanding players now, but they've not all been on the pitch at the same time very often lately, and it's starting to show. In the Champions League, we had a good start, as you saw before, but in the last few games, we've dropped off a little bit. I tell you, it's too hot. It is too hot for this. I am sweating. It's ridiculous. I need a haircut, and now I can't touch my keyboard because I've got sweat hands. Ugh. That's going to be on a highlight reel one day, isn't it? Ugh. There you go. So we are top of our group with 2 games to go, but we're away against Arsenal now, and CSK, Moscow and Basel are both breathing down on it. Basel beat us in the last game, so yeah, it's not going to be plain sailing to get out of the Champions League group. And in Serie A, again, we started quite well. If we look, we've been there or thereabouts for most of the season, but this little dodgy run of form we've been in, we're in it at the time when other teams aren't. So, as usual, pretty much without us noticing, Juventus are now 7 points clear of us after only 13 games. They've just done it again. But worse than that, Inter are 8 points ahead of us. Fiorentina are still in there as well, like they were last year. Inter, benefiting from the fact they've not got to play in the Champions League, because we didn't let them in it, are now top of the league and so far ahead of us they're going to be hard to catch. We've got to beat them today. And our former player, who I didn't give a chance to in 2 years at the club, Lapadula, is the top goal scorer in the league. After we sold him for £1.4 million, we're struggling for goals at the moment again. I can't win sometimes. So this is the team that we're playing away against Arsenal. We're going full on Italian mode because as long as we don't lose to Arsenal, I think we'll probably be all right. So this is the team that we're going to be playing. We've got Timo Horn in goal with a back four of Discilio, Romagnoli, Zuma and Little Gomez at right back. Makey is almost back from, I think it was a broken ankle or a broken leg he had. Something like that anyway. He's almost fit, but nowhere close to match fit. So Little Gomez will be in again today. And then we've got Camacho and Bazoa sitting in front of those with Mauri as our one-man midfield. Then Bonaventura and Niang are either side of Carlos Bacca up front. I mean, that looks like such a good team, but it's impossible to know how they'll play. Because it is, it's almost as if it's random at the moment. The match engine just sort of rolls a dice and decides whether today is going to be a good day or not. Honestly, Arsenal just look like a good side. Apart from when you see their centre-backs. We talked about this a couple of days ago, didn't we? I remember those comments. See, it's all flooding back to me now. Right, here we go. We're gonna nab an... No, we're not going to nab an early goal at all. Because, of course, we're not. See, Arsenal are playing the kind of system I'd like to be able to play at some point. At some point at AC Milan, we're going to move to a 4-2-3-1. But we need to be good enough to be able to do it. We basically need to make sure that the 2 in midfield are going to be as good as what we currently have there. That's basically a 2 with a man behind when we play our normal system. So we need Bazoa to get super good, and probably Mauri. I think if the 2 of them fulfil their potential, they're both 5-star potential young players, maybe 2 seasons down the line, They'll still only be 22, 23, but you'd like to think that they might be good enough to do that then, and then we can properly attack. We'll have Barbosa in by then. Ooh, it's gonna be exciting. But then I was excited this summer, and look where we are now, struggling again. Although we've just done all right in the first half against Arsenal there. This is exactly what we're looking for when we play full-on Italian mode. There's not been a single highlight in that first half. Long may it continue, but they are coming at us now. And Walcott got in behind, and it was offside. I was going to say, I don't know what he did there. It was like it hit the back of him and bounced off and everything stopped. I've got a lot of hair at the moment. I've just glanced up at the camera. I think it's time for old Kev to have a haircut. That might be why I'm so hot. It's not a hot day. I mean, the temperature, according to this, it's only 17 degrees in here. I am sweating like nobody's business, and I think it's because I'm basically wearing a hat. I've never seen my hair look so voluminous. Is that the right word? We're going to score a goal here, so it doesn't really matter. Back to Niang. Goodness me, we did score a goal. I obviously just need... I mean, I could have my hair cut like Niang. I mean, I've been in and asked for a Lazio before. He didn't know what I was talking about. The Niang's not that far from the Lazio. As a real man, rather than an imaginary person like Lazio, he's more likely to know. My barber's Italian as well, so he might know AC Milan players. I might go in there and say, look, Mr. Italian barber, are you aware that on the internet I manage AC Milan? I've got this player called Niang. You're familiar with him? I'd like my hair like that, please, because then I won't sweat on my videos. He probably watches. If you're watching, can I have a free haircut, please, for all this publicity you're getting? If you are watching, let me know, and I'll mention the name of your barber shop on the internet, and you can give me free haircuts then. There you go. See, I have a price, and it's not very high. Why do we not have any wide players on the bench? How has it come to this? I don't understand. We just won't take Bonaventura off then, if that's how you're going to be. Bazoa can come off. We haven't got any more holding midfielders. I mean, who picks this terrible bench that we've got here today? It's basically just defenders and strikers, and they're generally all doing all right. Deschilio's got a yellow card though, so he can come off and bring Lazar on. There you go. I can't not make 2 substitutions on 68 minutes. It really troubles me when I don't do that. It's one of my little superstitions, which long-time viewers have no doubt picked up on. So there you go. I forced myself to change my left back, even though there was no logical reason for doing so. I feel like we should probably bring a striker on, but we can't take Bakker off. He's the best player on the pitch. But I guess we don't want to bring Makey on because he's not fully fit. Although 10 minutes of Makey, you never know. I mean, this is how you get match fit, I guess. It's not that he's still injured. His condition's up there at 92%. He just hasn't had any match time. So there you go. You get 10 minutes defending a 1-0 lead away against the best team in our group in the Champions League. That's how you make your comeback, little fella. And make a comeback he has, because it looks like he's gone out there and done exactly what we've asked him to, although he's going to miss... Oh, look at that. Makey with the last touch of the game. Crunching tackle. And there you go. We've beaten Arsenal 1-0. We have qualified from our Champions League group. I was a doubt-filled wreck at the start of this episode, and that just shows the inconsistency again. I think, yeah, we have qualified. That's all right then. It'd be nice to top the group now so we don't have to play Barcelona next. But, I mean, look, we lost 1-0 away against Roma in the last game. We lost 1-0 at home to Basel in the last Champions League game. Now we've gone away and beaten Arsenal 1-0. We're so inconsistent and it's so frustrating. Right, let's go and play Inter Milan and hopefully make it 2 wins from 2 and close that gap a little bit. Right, we're at home against Inter. They're 7 points ahead of us and they have a game in hand over us. So we've got to go all out attack, haven't we? We've got to try and start closing this gap before we just rule ourselves out of the league again by the halfway point again, which is becoming a little bit too much of a common occurrence. With 3 seasons in now, we need to start putting a title challenge together. So we've gone back to the diamond. The back 4 remains largely the same, other than the fact that Makey comes in for little Gomez at right back, because he's got to play to get fit, and he's so important and so good when he does play that we've got to play him in the big matches, haven't we? Bazoa keeps his spot as the holding midfielder. Camacho drops down to the bench. It's then a midfield of Bertolacci and Mauri, with Ceballos in behind the front 2 of Bakker and Iosi, because the other guy, Bonaventura, see, I know these bees, Yeah, he got injured in the last game. He's out for a couple of weeks. Can't even remember what's wrong with him. There you go, pulled hamstring. So, attack, etc. Hopefully Makey will see out the match. See, Inter are the favourites. It's just silly. We're the home team. We should be able to go out there and beat them. I mean, look at that. Never heard of any of them. Gabriel Barbosa, by the way, has been linked with the European Golden Boy Award. Really wish there was a way to get him in a little bit sooner. He's having a very good season at Spurs now. I suppose the advantage is that he's going to come here off the back of 3 years playing in the Premier League, one of which, the one going on now, he's playing pretty much every match and playing well. So he's going to come in with plenty of experience and hopefully in some good form, which will be all right. I can live with that. Don't even know where we're going to play him yet. Oh, look at that. We're 1-0 up straight away. Baka is in. It's only his 4th goal of the season. There you go. That's where we're going to play Barbosa. Drop this guy out. Lethal a year and a half ago. Not really scored consistently for about 18 months now, though. And I don't really know why. Oh, seamless editing there. You won't have noticed that I just sneezed and I had to edit it out. Oh, perhaps I'm ill. I'm really hot. My hair looks ridiculous and I'm now sneezing as well. Have I got the flu? Is this a symptom of the flu? Are you watching a man come down with the flu on video? Because I felt fine at the start of all this. I'll tell you what I need to make myself feel better. Oh, nice refreshing drink. People love this kind of thing on the adverts. I tell you what, that's too cold. I don't know how they do that on the telly because that's freezing. You wouldn't want that straight against your head. No matter, I'm sweating. I'm that hot. That's too cold. I mean, I feel like I've been lied to. I bet they don't use a properly refrigerated can. It's got the little beads on it, like it has on the advert, but I think they just make them wet and leave them at room temperature. Oh, that's too cold. You can't do it. Ridiculous. I didn't even drink it, did I? Oh, much better. That lovely chunk of aspartame flowing through the system makes a man feel alive. Right, why have Inter got the ball? Can we have it back? Oh, what was that from the fullback of many names? That was just poor. And now Inter are continuing to just keep the ball. I mean, they have just made us look awful there. I mean, they looked like the best team we've ever played against. They just kept the ball. And look at the amount of space we have given their centre forward. And it's because they just passed us off the park. I mean, we're not capable of that. We're not capable of doing it. We certainly aren't capable of countering it. We are nowhere near as close to being champions of this league as I hoped we might be. Because Inter, who didn't even finish in a Champions League spot last year, are suddenly capable of doing that and no one knows why. I hope that was just a fluke because that was just marvellous. Oh. I mean, what instructions do you need to get teams to do that? Is that short passing and being expressive and drifting from positions and all that fancy stuff that I don't get my teams to do because I don't trust it because it's too fancy? I mean, it's not Italian, quite apart from anything else. They should be defending and playing direct, not passing us off the park like this. I just don't understand the world. Right, Bizarro just runs at him. I mean, this is what we've got. We can run and attack with pace and purpose. And if Makey was 3 games fitter, he would have whipped that cross in, but I mean, he's just a little off the pace. That being said, he's already got 1 assist today, and he's one of the better players. We've got Baka's in again. I mean, that was just excellent individual play from Baka. He knows I'm talking about Barbosa in the commentary, and I'm threatening him. And Ceballos, perfect little first-time ball. I mean, we've not seen much from him yet. He started the season with an injury and has struggled to get past Bonaventura to get in the team. But that was a beautiful little pass through to Baka. Baka has decided to come back to life and start scoring goals again. And look, now we're doing the little passes, but we don't keep the ball the way Inter do, but we've got it back. It's Baka again. Baka beats his man and Inter would have passed that. We're just lumping it forward. That's the difference. Now they're counter-attacking on us. And look at the space and look at the quality of the passing. I mean, contrast those 2 passages of play that we just saw. We're hopefully hitting the ball forward and chasing it. They're just, I mean, these are pinpoint cross-field passes that they're able to take 1 touch and do that with. How are we even still in this game? It feels like they're just toying with us and they could tear us apart at any moment. They just need to decide to. Oh, this is not good fun. It's the least enjoyable draw I've ever been a part of because I feel like we're getting ripped to shreds. Ugh. Right. Perez has not been in this game. Let's get Niang on. I'm going to have my hair cut like him. I may as well get him on the pitch as well. What else do we do? We need to try and get hold of the midfield. I don't know what the route to doing that is, though. Probably bringing on Camacho and getting Bazara involved a bit further forward. Because although he's young and new, he probably is our best midfielder. So if we get him playing box to box, maybe. I don't know. I feel out of my depth a little bit with this one. I don't know how into it. Match fixing? I don't know. How have they gone from not being able to qualify to for the Champions League to being capable of what they've shown us in this match? It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know how it's possible. Right, Poli's going to come on for Maori. That's the solution to a better midfield. Bring on one of the weaker midfielders we've got at the club. He'll solve all our problems. To be fair, he's never really let us down, has he? Right, let's go and mug Inter. Niang is in behind, whips the cross in. There's nobody there. Baka should have been in there challenging that, and now Inter again counter-attack him with perfect passing. It's so difficult to play against. Look at the possession stats. They've had over 60% of the possession, 77% pass accuracy, on well over 500 passes. Even the stats show what we've seen in the highlights. They have absolutely passed us off the park, and we have done incredibly well not to lose that game. But we have no chance at all of winning the league this season. We're 8 points behind Inter. We're 9 points behind Juventus, and we play them next. And we've just seen that Inter are so much better than we are, and Juventus are still unbeaten. 14 games in. We're going to be lucky to get in the Champions League this year. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.